DJ Jimmy Metro here with another very special guest from back in the day at 93Q. We try to give credit here to the hard work that goes on behind the curtain that may not always seem obvious. My next guest exceedingly deserves that credit because of all the many jobs he did back then. Since then, he's worked for the Houston Astros, the Houston Aeros, the Houston Police Department. He's a member of the Greater Houston Mobile Music Association and the Houston chapter of the American Disc Jockey Association. So basically, the best and most professional mobile DJ you can find. Karaoke, videography. I'll be out of business by the end of this podcast. But if a simple, humble Padawan learner can glean anything from a Jedi master like yourself, sir, then it was all worth it. Please welcome DJ Tom himself, Mr. Tom Entwistle.
Hello, Jimmy. Thanks for having me on today. First, I got to correct you on one thing, though.
Sure.
Not a Houston police officer, actually. Harris County Constable. Harris County Constable.
Oh, okay.
A deputy constable in Harris County. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So you're a deputy constable currently.
Yes.
On top of all the other stuff you do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Still
sir.
Wearing many hats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And have my mobile DJ company still.
Amazing, man. Amazing. I don't know how you do it. You've got all this energy. So how did you get the gig at 93Q? What led you to the station back in the 80s?
There were some friends that were working at the station already, and a guy named Mark Landis who was working as the Tookie Bird at that time. For whatever reason, Mark was leaving the station, and he said, "Hey, do you want a job? Do you want to be the Tookie Bird?" And so he introduced me to them. And
what year was that? Do you remember?
Oh gosh, that was about 1983, 1984.
Okay.
And Mark introduced me to the people in charge of 93Q, Jim Sartorius and John Lander, and the rest is history. And I was with 93Q and for about 1983, late 1983 until 1990.
If anybody saw the mascot for the Q Morning Zoo, was it like most of the time you, or did anybody ever get into that suit besides you? Was it always you, or?
Actually, before Mark Landis took the costume over, there was a guy named Bob Dunn who was the Tookie Bird. I didn't really know Bob very well, but I knew him while I was with 93Q. And then at some point, I know Mark became the Tookie Bird. And then the next thing I remember was, I got the chance to wear the costume, and it really defined a lot of things in my life. I had made so many friends, connections, amazing experiences, stories, memories. My mom always says I should write a book. All the things that I've experienced.
You should. You contributed in events to help those in need. Which charities, which charity events or hospital visits stand out in your mind the most?
Well, my job at 93Q first was I was the Tookie Bird, and then I was the assistant promotion director also of 93Q. Back in the day, I worked for Joe Poggi, but one of the main things that was my responsibility was to kind of be the community, get well card to the hospitals in Houston. And so we visited Houston area hospitals. We visited people that were sick, adults and kids alike. We did have a very strong relationship with MD Anderson Hospital.
Really? Okay.
And at one point we did win an award. It was called the Joseph T. Ainsworth Community Service Award for all of our work with the kids and the MD Anderson Christmas Card Project and being involved in all of that. I think one of the biggest memories that I have was when we had the band Kiss live on the beach in Galveston.
Okay, Bob talked about that one too.
And I was actually on the stage, and I have a videotape of this somewhere. I need to dig it up. I was actually on the stage with Kiss with a VHS video camera, filming the crowd from the stage, and the crowd was throwing all kinds of stuff on the stage, and it was crazy. And I don't know how I can hear at this point in my life because, of course, Kiss has got some decibels in their music, so that was a great experience for sure. Another one was one of the fun things at the station that happened was that the employees always looked forward to was whenever the guests or the winners didn't pick up their tickets, the station employees would get the tickets. And on this particular day, I was given tickets to go see Cyndi Lauper in concert at the Music Hall, which is gone now. And
What
I
year? What do you remember? What
remember,
year that was?
um, I'm gonna say it had to be about 84, 85,
Okay.
somewhere in there. And I sat in the front row, and I remember Cyndi Lauper. She had seen me at the station around, but I don't know if it was just coincidence or she just chose to sit on my lap and sing a song.
Really? Oh, now
And I think
that's
it
got to be
was
a memorable moment.
I think it was True Colors, was a song she sang as she sat on my lap. So that was amazing.
You get a
Another
picture of
one
that?
was no, there's no pictures of that. Just it's in my brain. Another great one was the day Boy George came to the station.
Mm,
And I just remember talking to him in the lobby for a long time, and he was really interested in getting 93Q t-shirts to take back to England. And he was very interesting to talk to. I remember that for sure.
but was he dressed up? Did he have the hat on and
No,
the
it was just
dreads? And
I remember, if I remember right, he just had like a black, long black coat on, and his hair was kind of wild looking, but he didn't have any
okay.
makeup on. I still have the Tookie Bird costumes actually, but
Do you
they're
really?
they're a little crispy nowadays. It's old old stuff, man. It would probably tear the minute I try to put it on.
So, you, how many were there? How many costumes were there?
We had about 3 or 4 costumes,
And you said
and
you
we
have a
used
couple of
to.
them?
I have a couple of. I actually have probably 2 of them. I remember on my last day with the station, I said, "Well, I'm the Tookie Bird. I'm going to take them with me."
There you
They didn't
go.
argue. They let me take them. I was kind of surprised.
You earned it, man. You earned it.
Um, but the costumes, there's 3 or 4 of them. Costume was actually made by a guy named Armin Geltenpoth, who, as far as I know, he made the San Diego chicken costume. Um, and he was in Hollywood, California. I remember we had to go get fitted for a new costume one year, and the station flew me out to LA, and we went to the Ice Capades where he worked. And it was kind of wild walking into that building because there was like a ton of Smurf costumes for the Smurfs on Ice or something getting ready to go out that they had just made.
Well,
Pretty
you
neat.
did you did other things there too, right? We definitely want to give you credit for credit where credit is due, but you did lots of other things. Did you do some on air work as well?
I did a little bit of on air work at 93Q, not a whole lot, not a whole lot. I had a couple times when I got to open the mic on 79Q and 93 FM and 93Q. It was very, very few times, but some great times I'll always remember. I wish radio was not the way it is now. So, maybe I could pursue that later in life now. But we're really lucky to have worked with Ron Parker. And Ron, I know he records a lot of his shows and then sends them. I'm not sure how it's exactly done, but I think he does record some of them at home. As far as your question about my other responsibilities, I did have some experience on the air. One of my most important jobs, though, that was really behind the scenes, that was really hard work, was we had many vehicles at 93Q. We had a Ford Bronco, and we had a video 93Q $1 million video cruiser. We
Oh
had
wow.
some little Samurai Suzukis. We had the Kyuzu bus. I didn't ever handle the Kyuzu bus. That was Metro handled that, but um, they all had amazing paint jobs. Frank's Custom Paint created those paint jobs. Frank's Custom Paint also created the paint jobs for some other stations, 101 KOL and 97 Rock back in the day. But one of my jobs was to make sure those vehicles were looking good. every weekend and make sure they were clean and washed and gassed up and ready to go. So when the DJs went out to go do their events, the vans were looking sharp. So that
Right.
was my job. So, and 93Q is a busy place. So we had a lot of promotions going on, and I had to pack up all the prizes that were going to be given away every weekend, count out all the t-shirts and all the zoo laces and all the koozies and any kind of prize that was going to be given away. I had to prepare it. So I'll never forget seeing, we called it the green room, the room at the station where all the DJs would come and pick up their stuff, and there would be like garbage bags laid out everywhere of all the prizes that they were going to give away for the weekend. One of the funniest memories I have of this just comes back to memory now. It was such a big deal way back in the day for a radio station to be the first station to say, "Hey, I got the new Michael Jackson song on first."
Right.
So this was when the Bad album came out. And I remember they told me to go and drive to George Weinberger's house. And I think George was with CBS Records. Go drive to George's house and meet George, and all the other radio stations are going to get there. And they're going to actually hand off the new record. This was before CDs. And they're going to hand the vinyl off to you. And it's your job to bring that disc back to the station.
That's a big responsibility.
We want to get it on the radio first. So they said, drive, just get it done. So, well, I did. And I actually got pulled over on the way back. I was driving so fast in the 93Q van, but I got pulled over. And now that I'm a police officer, I just look back at that and laugh, because I'll never forget. I told the police officer the reason I was speeding was because I was trying to get the new Michael Jackson record back to 93Q first so we could get it on the radio before anybody. And that got me out of a ticket.
So he let you off. He was like, "Okay, man, I see what you're doing here."
He let me off, I guess. Yeah. I was driving the 93Q Cherry Coke Video Cruiser back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. I've taken up enough of your time. We can wrap it up here shortly, but what are you up to nowadays, and where can people go to find you?
I do have a Facebook. It is DJ Tom Mobile DJ Services, and my website is djtom.net, and my phone number, direct number, anybody can call me anytime, is 281-851-6852. And I'm out there DJing weddings, school parties, you name it. Things are getting back to normal from the pandemic. Hopefully it'll continue to pick up.
In closing, let me say the work you did back then affected many in a positive way and brought smiles to lots of faces. It's fun and exciting to get that peek behind the curtain, and especially from someone that you admire. So thank you, sir. Thank you for what you did.
Thank you.
Thank you for the work you did back then. Thank you for the stuff you're doing now. Thank you for being a constable, and man, just staying busy and doing all the things you're doing. You're a busy man, and we love it. So
thank you.
Thank you guys for watching or listening. I'm DJ Jimmy Metro here with DJ Tom saying, "Carry on, my wayward son.
There will be peace when we are done."